All right. Uh-oh. Are we live? Oh, shoot. I feel like every week. Oh, what happened? I don't know if it's working. Huh. Is it? I don't know what happened. I try to get is it working? I hit live, but
What you're right here.
yeah, but how come I can't see no?
Oh my gosh, you did this last time. You did the same.
What's up, guys?
Don't touch anything.
I keep jacking up the thing. This thing's super delayed.
No,
but
this is because this is YouTube, like on the internet. What
All
did
right,
you push?
Nothing. I don't know. All right, we're gonna get this straightened out here real quick. I just can't see anybody's comments. I hit the same thing I did last week. I don't know why this is getting messed up.
He just needs to like never.
But I just
touch
need to be able to
anything.
see who's in the chat so I can say what up.
If that ever happens, babe, go to this window. Show all utility windows.
Ah, there we go.
There.
What
you, like,
up?
Push something that.
All right, I can see you guys now. I don't know what I keep hitting, but can I get this off? Get that out of here.
Ask them if it's still glitchy.
All right, so welcome to another Monday Moto Night. How is it? Thumbs up, glitchy, delayed, crackly, sound good? What do you guys think? It's like you guys crack us
It's
up.
like sad, you guys.
Dude, I'm not into computers. I always mess everything up. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do any of this.
No, Ronnie can't even spell. Like,
No.
I mean,
have you
you've seen
noticed
the
my posts? I
Instagram.
spell everything wrong on my stories. She's always like clowning me. She's like, that says you woke up this morning signing and not singing. And I'm like, they know what I'm talking about. It's the spell check on the phones. It always spells what I don't want it to spell.
Check on the phone.
All right,
It's you.
everybody's saying it's good. We're good. All right, cool. Well, I'm pumped. Everybody's already up in here. I keep hitting the wrong buttons and messing up this 2 weeks in a row, and I lose you guys for a second. I can't see who's in here, but I got everybody up. So welcome back to another Monday night hanging out here in the studio. What do you guys think? You like the black screen? Just all blacked out. It forces me to wear white t-shirts. Otherwise, you wouldn't see me at all. Can't even see the hat. But this is Mel's new setup. She got the black, the backdrop. She got it all dialed in. Trying new things. At least the lighting doesn't look as bad as it did last week. So, cool. Well, let's see. I'm scrolling back up to the top just so I can see who is up in here. We got Fred, we got Brian's up in the spot. We got VDub, Robbie, Restoration TV, Fred, Nicole, DK, my dude, you dude, Rob Jones, Trent, JKD, JKD, Michael. We got a bunch of people. Man, we got a lot of people in here. We're cool, man. Looks like a lot of people are scrolling up in here. Surprised Big Feist isn't up in here yet. Where's Big Feist at? Slacking, dude. Slacking tonight. He's not in here hanging. All right, so we'll just jump right in. I'll give you guys some updates. I'm kind of trying to think. Since last week, what have we done? I know I got the ride this week a little bit. I rode it. Uh-oh. Here she comes.
It's a little glitchy.
All right. Mel's not happy with it. She
But I
says
think
it's glitchy.
No, it's because Ronnie forgot to charge this laptop.
No, I didn't. It's charged.
It's
55%.
not charged. That doesn't. But I'm gonna have to unplug it.
Hold on.
So you guys.
Why are you unplugging it?
Because it's too glitchy. Like there's too much going on, and that always is a problem.
All right. She's doing what she does.
Well,
So.
wait, just stand by.
All right, stand by. And what happened? We're still good.
Are we still good?
We're good. I mean, we got 55%, so we got enough. We're gonna do an hour.
Turn down the.
No.
Just a little bit.
No. Don't
Okay.
touch. Don't touch.
Okay.
Back downstairs before you get a spanking.
Charge that puppy next time.
It was charged.
It was not charged.
All right, so let's get it popping. So last week we got to ride a little bit at Green Valley, so that was cool. Got to ride with Brian. Brian was out there. Me and him were motoing it up and working on some technique stuff. Brian's coming out to the September class, so that was cool. But all right, here's something that's really cool that I'm super excited with is we met with an editor today, so I'm pumped on that. And he potentially, we haven't agreed on anything yet, but we went there to talk to him about helping us with our ministry channel. If you guys don't know, me and my wife run Ronnie and Mel. It's a Christian channel, and here on YouTube, and we needed help editing to keep up with trying to have weekly videos. So we went to meet with him about that, and obviously we got talking about this page as well, and he's open to help me with this page also. So we should know here in the next day or so if he's jumping on board. And the dude is sick. He has like the best of the best. Like, this dude's a pro. He ain't like me. So I'm hoping it works out, because that means all of our videos on both of our pages are going to be a big upgrade, because he's really good at what he does, has the best cameras, and he's like a sick editor. Like, he was showing me some of the videos he made for some other pages, and he does he's a filmer and editor for this dude who has a cooking page, and he made like tossing lettuce look cool. So I'm like, all right, this dude can make tossing lettuce and pulling knives out, cutting stuff look sick. He can definitely do some cool stuff with some dirt bikes. So super pumped. So hopefully that works out, because that means we can be more consistent on putting out more videos weekly. Because I know we've been so busy. This has just been a lot of Moto Monday, but this page is not just going to be live Q&As. Obviously, I want to have more content. It's just there's just a whole lot going on trying to keep up with everything, that we haven't got out a whole lot of edits. And I'll be honest, I don't like to edit. I'm going to be honest with you. All the edits that you see on this page are done by me, and I'm not a fan of editing, but I want to put out content, so I've been forcing myself to do it. But it's not my gifting. It's not what I'm good at. So it would be really cool to have someone that is good at that. So super pumped to have this dude coming into the mix, and we're gonna be pumping out some stuff. But I do have a video. I was actually editing today. I was working on. When I was in California, hooked up with Taka, and we did a little trick tip. So we have a how to do a double can Indy, and got Taka talking about it, and I throw in some of my own little tips at the end. So that'll be dropping on Wednesday. I'm trying to think, and then I'm just hoping. Honestly, I'm hoping I can just I'll be doing the lives like this every Monday, but then I'm hoping all the other edits, maybe after the Taka one, maybe there'll be one more from me, maybe 2 max, but I'm hoping, hey, what happened? Here we go with the light issue again. What is that? Did this last week. Dude, this new setup's sad. But anyway, get Mel up here. Man, what happened with that? But anyway, so hopefully he'll jump in the mix, and why does it do that? It did that last week.
Did it actually?
Something dims down. I don't know what it is. Sorry, guys. Struggle bus. We think we're like killing it with the new setup, and it keeps dimming out on us. I don't know what it is. Something cuts off, and it goes whoosh. But anyway, so be on the lookout for some cool, hopefully, moto videos come out. More riding tip stuff. I want to do more cool stuff like that, like the trick tip stuff and even the moto tip stuff. So looking to pump some of that stuff out real soon here. Anyway, the lighting just went downhill. It looked really good. Right? No, it looks weak. It looked good. I don't know what happened. But it is what it is. We're going to keep rolling. I don't think we're going to use this setup. This 2 weeks in a row, it's jacked up on us.
I think it's something on the...
It's something on the computers.
It's the computer. There's like a setting where I don't know what's going on with it. So anyway,
yeah, we'll ace this setup, because it's jacked us
2
weeks in a row.
This is
That's
the
terrible.
easiest way.
No, it doesn't work. Can't even see me.
Setup.
I look like a silhouette. Ooh, some ghost over here.
It.
All right.
Give us a thumbs up if you like the setup.
No, the setup's
We need
weak.
to have like a.
All right. So most of you guys have been in here week after week. You know how we do it. We throw up the questions so I can find you guys amongst all the comments coming up. So if you got a question, just throw it in there. And we talk about anything from riding to bike setup to freestyle tricks, anything, career tricks, faith, whatever. Anything you guys want to talk to, moto related, faith related, life related. Let's chop it up when we'll get after it.
I think it looks good.
Mel's feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I think it looks weak. I'm not feeling it. I don't know what happened. All right, so I always scroll to the top and then I just kind of cruise down. But yeah, so that's pretty much the coolest thing. We had that meeting today with him. That's the coolest thing that happened since last Monday is we really might have someone that can take the edits to a whole nother level. So obviously we're going to hopefully just work with him on the next couple. We'll give it a shot. Let's just see, see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out to be a good thing. So I'm scrolling, looking for some questions. And all right, so I'm just seeing, yo, what up, Feist? I finally made it. This is from our boy from the UK. That's cool. 1 a.m. out here. Got to show some love. Well, thanks for hanging out. Early morning, late night to kick it with us. We got VDub in the spot. He says, check your DM. Okay, definitely we'll check that. I know I told you guys, I fall behind on the DMs. If I miss it for like 2 days, there's too many that come in and I always lose track. But I'll definitely go there. Yeah, Big Feist is feeding the deer. 69%. All right, so what else is good? All right, Mel's in here now. She's doing big things. So VDub, we gotta get VDub up here. Always with the super chats. He's the man, VDub. Hooking us up. He says, "Here's a little dono to help pay for the editing." Hey, thank you, because the dude's not cheap. But I think it'll be worth it. I'll be honest with you. I think it's worth stepping up the game, having more consistent and better content on both pages. So thank you, because that is exactly where that will go, is to our editor. And just know that. Just know that even like with all the merch, everything that we're doing, that's all going to support the page that we can pump out cool content. So just know when you support RFMX merch that it's going to support this page to put out content. And even on anything that we do on our ministry side, we have a whole Christian line called Marked Collective, and that runs directly through our 501c3 nonprofit. So all the proceeds go 100% to supporting our ministry. So just know when you're supporting our merch, you're supporting what we do on these pages. So we appreciate the love, VDub, and everybody else that's given to us at any other time. We appreciate it. All right, here I'm seeing some question marks here finally, so let's check it. But I want to get in on your guys' conversation. I see you guys are talking a lot here. All right, so let's see. We got Howard. Let's get Howard up in here. All right, so he says, did you watch any of Loretta Lynn's racing? Haiti killed it. Yeah, I know, 6 for 6. He is unbelievable, really hopes he sticks with it. Do you and Brian discuss Hayden's racing career? Yes, so me and Brian talk about him a lot, just because Brian's always super busy with his kids. He's either with Hayden racing somewhere or with Haley racing somewhere. If he's not racing somewhere himself, he's with the kids. So always talk about how the kids are doing. And I didn't get to watch. I only saw the clips. I was watching just the stories and what people were posting. I didn't actually go to, because I know there was a website where you can go and watch it live. I actually didn't. We were running around doing other stuff, so I didn't watch actual motos, but I've seen all the posts. And Hayden for sure killed it. 6 for 6. 3 motos per class, 2 championships, won every single moto. So obviously the dude is on point, and he is on his way to being a pro national champion. In my opinion, he's already a multi-amateur champion, and I believe if he sticks with it, doesn't get distracted, doesn't get hurt, he is on his way. They're going to breed him right up through the ranks, and the dude's going to win 250 class championship and 450 class. The kid's unbelievable. He rides like a pro. He has such good style, such a good rider. So I enjoy watching him. He's like, he's sick to watch. So really cool to see him. It's just crazy because I remember him before Deegan lives in the house that he has now in California with all the different tracks. While he was building this house, he lived on a smaller property. It was only about 3.5 acres, but he had 2 freestyle ramps in the backyard. And Hayden was super little. But he would seriously push himself up. Like if we were riding in the backyard and you could see the back, like the little glass door, he would like push himself up so he could see us riding, and he would just stand at the door and just look out and watch us do tricks. So the kid's grown up just watching his dad and all his dad's buddy do backflips and all these gnarly tricks. So it's just cool to remember, like, man, I remember a kid was in diapers watching us ride, hanging on to the back door, and now he's out there winning Loretta Lynn's back-to-back 6 motos in a row. So it's pretty cool. And even Haley, it's just cool to see all those guys. I remember when all those kids were born. I remember when they're born, to watch them grow up and excel at what they love is really cool. And you're like, what is in the Deegan blood? Because they're all champions. So it's pretty cool. All right. So let's see. But yeah, we do talk about his career, and I think I'm just as pumped to see him do good as his dad is. All right, so we're gonna go to Rockstar BMF. It says, do you ever plan on doing another backflip? FYI, the helmet is sick. I know, I like the helmet. The helmet is for sick. Dude, to be honest with you, I always think about doing flips because they're fun. If I was to flip again, I would love to flip the popper ramp at 45 foot, first gear, or the little mini flip. I think the mini flip would be fun, but I probably won't be flipping anything like super big, 75, 85, 90 feet. Probably won't be doing anything like that. But if I was to decide, I would most likely just want to do like a mini flip or the 45. So I think that'd be fun. Flips are sick, for sure. And the helmet is too. The new Fox helmet. It's got these water pads in it. This helmet's no joke. It's one of the most comfortable, coolest helmets I wore. And I just like the look of it. I actually want the white one, but you can't find them anywhere. They're sold out. They're nowhere to be found, especially in a medium. But I hopefully can get one here soon. All right, so we got you, dude. He says, talked about going slow at the jump, then gassing it on the ramp. How do you do that without going front wheel high? Yeah, that's a cool question. All right, so yeah, so here's the deal. In freestyle, the reason why you cruise into the ramp and then gas it through the ramp is in freestyle is like the opposite of racing. The racing, they go as fast as they can at the jump and then try to absorb the jump so they stay low and scrub it. Freestyle is that opposite. You go slower towards the ramp and then try to preload and pop it and get height out of it. So it's two different techniques. But the way that you keep from going front end high is where you put your weight on the takeoff. So your head, think about this. I'm going to look at myself here so I get the angle right. So the lift's like this, takeoff's like this, the landing's like that. So in order to get your bike to transition like this, that means you would have to lean forward. So it's if your front end's coming high, it's because your weight's too far back. So in order to keep the front end down, lean forward. Your head should be minimum over the crossbar. Like even with the crossbar, I take off and more forward normally, head forward above the crossbar, because that's going to put you at the transition of the downside. So think about it. Lifts like this, downsides like this. So if you come off and you just stayed neutral, your bike would automatically jump like this. But it's the completely wrong way for the landing. You know what I'm saying? You're like this. You need to be like this. So in order to get the bike to transition, that needs to happen with your weight and body position. So you would just lean forward off the takeoff, and naturally it will rotate the front end down. So it's all body position. So if you are coming up high, just more forward. And you can be aggressive on the gas. Like you can cruise and then get into it. As long as you're forward, you're not going to loop out. The only reason you would loop out is because you're too far forward or too far back. All right, so we got. Oh wait. That's not. That was a question. Well, thank you. It says my wife's hot. Appreciate it. Happy for you. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. All right, so we got Fred. All right, here's a cool one. So we got Brian. So Brian's my buddy. We've been riding with together. So I gotta go. Well, I always support the people who support me. So I'm a fan of the Spy Foundation goggle, and I wish I had some pairs in here to show you the reason why I like the Foundation the best out of all the Spy goggles that I tried, because I've tried them all, or at least all the options Spy has. And they're a bigger goggle. They have the square nose, so it just opens up your vision. They're really, if you put them next to, I'm trying to think what's the name of the other goggle. What? If you want. But anyway, but I like them because there's you don't see your nose piece. It's just nothing but you don't see the goggle anywhere. It's a big enough goggle that it goes far enough across your face that you don't see your nose. It has a square nose, so it keeps it a little bit lower, and it's comfortable. And it breathes well. It doesn't. When you're landing off jumps on a heavy day and you're sweating, it absorbs the sweat, so the sweat's not splattering on your lens. And I'm a fan of, I don't like clear lenses. I like tinted lenses. So if you get the, you hear that? Mel's up to something. That's the garage door. But I like tinted lenses. I don't like clear lenses. The only time you can catch me in a clear lens if I'm indoor and I need to wear clear lenses. If I'm outside, it's tinted. And all the foundation goggles come with a tinted lens. They come with this really cool red one and a really cool green one. This is the red lens, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See how it has a flat nose? See, I wanted to compare it to another goggle, but can you even see that? It looks almost blue, but that lens is red when you look at it. It's kind of hard to see, but if I was to put another set of spy goggles next to this one, maybe next week I'll do it so you guys can see. This goggle is just way, it's bigger all the way around. It's longer this way and it's taller and it's flatter. So like I said, I can just get way better vision out of it. Like I said, it's got a really comfortable padding, sucks up the sweat really well, and then the lenses are really cool. So and it comes with the nose piece. Like that comes with, you don't have to, some of them you have to, some goggles they don't come with them and you got to put them on yourself. This is standard. I didn't put that on. That comes like that automatic. So I appreciate that.
I can put links to.
Yeah, I'm trying to think with the other goggle. There's another goggle that I wore before I was wearing the foundation one. That one just came out last year, and I like that one way better. So that's a good one.
But tell them Mel will put the links in, in the description and the comments.
She's good at that. She's good at doing all that. We're giving her all the props for the links because Mel's good with the links. But yeah, if you guys are interested in trying out one of those foundation goggles, that is a good one. All right, it says, I have to agree with Fred. Oh, so do a podcast in the garage. So yeah, so Fred must have been talking about doing a podcast. It could, I mean, in time. Like honestly, if I get some help, this is the thing. That's why we need help with editing, because if we can free up some more time that we're not having to sit down and spend time editing, it's going to give us the chance to do more cooler stuff. So definitely in the future, as we're able to hand some of the other tasks to other people. So I'm going to be super pumped if I don't have to edit. Oh, some house saying it's super hot in the garage. It does. Right now, that's the one thing. That's kind of why we ended up here in the last 2 months, because spring wasn't bad, but summer, it's roasting in the garage out here in the humidity. So it's super gnarly. All right, so just scrolling through. I see you guys talking about Taka. Here we go. And if I miss your question, Mel usually lets me know. Or just post it back up if you see like, hey, he scrolled past mine and missed me. Just in case. How do I convince my parents on letting me go to the motocross track? Huh. I don't know. Do you got a dirt bike? I mean, if you have a dirt bike, and then I would think if you already have a dirt bike and you're riding it at the house and you're being, they know you're serious about it, maybe they would be willing to take you to the track. But if you don't have a bike, I don't know how you talk your parents into getting you a dirt bike. Well, this one thing that was cool about our family is everybody, my dad had like 3-wheelers and Odysseys, him and his brother and all that stuff when I was super young growing up. So it was kind of normal, and we had land, so we grew up on 5 acres. So it was kind of normal for us to kind of, everyone had. My sister had a 3-wheeler, I had a 3-wheeler, my dad had one, he had an Odyssey, his brother had one, then he got a dirt bike. So it's kind of ran in my family a little bit to have some type of motorcycle. So I don't know, just, hey, have you asked them? Say, hey, will you take me out to the motocross track? Is the answer no? And why would they be against it? I don't know, but maybe just be persistent. Maybe keep asking them. I don't know. That's a good question, though. I hate when I don't have good answers. Oh, that's cool. He says, you inspire me. as a Christian and as a rider, man, how do you reduce arm pump? Any tricks? I think arm pump, obviously, you need to be breathing. One of the main things I think why a lot of people get arm pump quickly is because they're not breathing properly on the track. So one, try to learn how to control your breathing. Make sure you're getting oxygen to your brain, to your muscles. That's one thing. Another thing I think is being hydrated, having enough water in your system, because if you don't, you just naturally cramp up. Another thing is learning how to ride relaxed. One of the top reasons people get arm pump is because they hold onto the bars they're clamped on. Think about this. Your legs are stronger than your arms. So try to control the bike more with your legs. Try to control it with your hips. Try to ride strong legs, loose arms, have not a loose grip, but not a death grip either. I don't hold on to the bars tight. I try to actually relax my arms. I hold on, with my fingers, but I'm not death gripping the bars. The more relaxed you can ride, the less chance you're going to pump up faster. So, I mean, I've heard like people getting the surgery, but I know people got it, and I know they still get it. So I don't think the surgery's the way to go. I've heard people trying different type of supplements and some people say, hey, this works. Other people say, no, it don't. I tried it too. And this is probably the best way to cure arm pump. Arm pump is conditioning at the end of the day. So the more conditioned you are to ride, the less chances you're going to get tired. So if you can just train yourself to ride for longer periods of time, you're going to be able to ride longer before you get pumped up. So just riding, but trying to stay relaxed. Like once you get it, try to like you're feeling it. Try to lighten up the grip a little bit. Because that's probably what's going on. You're probably holding onto the bars super tight. But try to stay out there for a lap. Back it down to a couple notches, and then stay out there for 2 more laps, and then try to ride a little bit with it, and then pull in, and then recover, and then go back out. But if you're like 3 to 4 lap guy, and then you get tired, you got to work into it. You got to start 3 laps as your arm pump, and then you become a 4 lap guy, then become a 5 lap guy, and then you're 6 lap, and eventually you can go 7, 8 laps before you get it. So it's just conditioning. I think there's no better training for riding than riding, because I can get on a road bike right now and go pin it for an hour, and I don't get tired. I feel good on my road bike, but you go put me on a motocross track, I ain't pinning it for 30 minutes. I get tired real quick. So that's what I'm saying. There's a big difference between being off the bike training and on the bike, and there's no better training than just riding itself for conditioning. All right, it says, here we go. We got nobody. What was my best national finish? My best national finish was at Millville, Minnesota, and I believe it was like a 20. It was in the 20s. It wasn't top 20 because I remember I didn't get any points the whole time I raced the nationals. It was like, man, it had to be like a 20. I don't know. To be honest with you, it was a far back 20. 26, 27, 28, somewhere in there. I never finished in the top 20 at the nationals. It was fast. Definitely fast, definitely hard. I was struggling privateer my whole. I didn't race the nationals that long. I basically went from the amateurs, messed up, and I should have rode the pro class, the local pro class, for a while and got some experience, got some endurance. But I had so many friends that were already racing nationals. I just jumped up and went out to the nationals because they were going. They're like, "Hey, you want to split the expenses with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to go race a pro class." So I jumped in there. Didn't have the conditioning. And didn't have the speed to race with those guys. And I'll be honest with you, it killed my confidence. I went from doing really good as an amateur to jumping in the pro class and then getting spanked. And it messed with me mentally because I was so used to winning all the time in the B class locally, and then went out there and was getting schooled. So it was a hard transition mentally to go from being one of the front runners to, just trying to qualify for the national. Tough, dude. The moto is gnarly, and the nationals the guys are so fast. They're even way faster now. Can you imagine how hard it has to be today? Like, I raced nationals, and I didn't race them all. I only did a few on the East Coast. The farthest one I came out to was Millville. I only raced a little in '96, a few in 1996, and a few in 1997. So just imagine, because of where the bike's at and where training is and where everything is today, how much faster that class is today. Gnarly. All right. Do I got a question up here? Yes. It says, I know you like Fox and shift gear. Yeah, I do. It says, but do you think you ever make your own brand of MX gear? Most likely I wouldn't. That's such a tough industry. Well, not industry, I guess you would, or market, whatever you want to call it. It's just that's a really tough thing to pull off in the motocross. In the motocross industry is to come out with your own gear line. It's really tough just because the companies that are dominating are the companies that always been there for the long time. So I probably won't do it just because it's super, super hard to make a gear company work. You got to have a lot of money, big budget to hire good people to wear your stuff. So it would be a tough one. There's Big Feist. Big Feist is in here. He says they're out in the field. He's talking about the deer. Big Feist loves watching the deer. All right. Let's get we got Brian here. Oh, what happened? Says, how did you do today with the storm? So, okay, so we didn't even get hit. Like, seriously, so if anyone who's from not in the Midwest, there's crazy storms going on right now. It's supposed to rain from now to all the way to the end of the week. And Brian, obviously, in Michigan is getting crushed. And we didn't. It was like 40, 50% all day. And it like weak little drizzle twice today. So we skipped this. Doesn't mean it might not get us tomorrow or the next day. Because when it hits here in the Midwest, it hits. Storms are gnarly. All right, so we got Garrett. It says, how would you go about getting your parents... How would you go about getting your parents into riding? Could you imagine we got Big Feist out there? So how would you go about getting... I mean, I think it'd be cool. I don't know. I guess it all depends how old your parents are. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Let's see, because I was just thinking it'd be fun to get Big Feist to go riding out there. But I just thought about, but I wouldn't want him to crash and get hurt. You know what I mean? My dad's getting old. I wouldn't want him to just go down. Then I'd feel bad that I'd talked him into going riding and then he will crash and got hurt. But hey, I mean, you can always just ask him. Say, hey, Dad, Mom, I don't know if you're asking your mom or dad to go, but I'm assuming your dad, most likely. Just say, Dad, you want to come out and ride with me? Just ask him. Say, hey, would that be something you're into? And see what he says. You know, just make sure he gears up and puts a helmet on and, you know, give him a couple little tips before he hits it out there. It says, how much have Paula and Star West changed since they've changed their names and owners? They actually changed. So this is from Nate. They actually changed quite a bit. I think for the better, to be honest with you. I think Fox Raceway now is way better than it's ever been. Don't they have a national coming up there this year too? I think they're on the national. So it's a national track now. That's really cool. So I think Fox Raceway is definitely took a turn for the better. And even Star West, now I got to ride there with Twitch the last time I went. And the track was super fun, super safe, nothing sketchy, but dirt was good, prepped well, watered well. So I would think everything is... and Star West was closed for a while. So it's cool that it's back open because that's always a fun place to go. And it's not far from Temecula. So I think they've all gone up. All right, let's see. We got Big Feist here. Just pin it. What is he saying here? I'm at Wawa Maze Landing. ML's Maze Landing. That's our little town. He says he's at Wawa. That's Big Feist's hangout. He hangs out at Wawa. You guys know what Wawa is? It's like the convenience store of the East Coast. It says, all right, so some video ideas. All right, cool. He says tailgating, clowning, and track discussions with friends. You riding at your favorite spots. Sweet, dude. That's from Fred. Yeah, man. I'm down with, I think that's cool. Get the behind the scenes, hanging out with the homies at the track. I always say that when I'm editing, because Mel looks at all my videos and she's always trying to cut out my stuff, and she's like, no one wants to hear it. I'm like, dude, that's the best part. See, Fred would agree with me. People want to hear the behind the scenes, the boys just kicking, shooting the BS, right? I'm like, they all know we could ride. Like, let's let them just hear us clowning around. So I agree. And favorite rider spots. That's funny that you brought that up because I was thinking about, I had a bunch of GoPro footage because that's all I can ever get when I'm at the track by myself. I was thinking about just making one video where it went to like every single track of the Midwest. So it would go from like Kingsville to Green Valley. It would just one whole lap. And then, so I was thinking about just doing that just to kind of give everybody a sneak preview of all the Midwest tracks out here. So, but I was short. I had 3 of the 4. I didn't have a GoPro footage of Midwest Extreme, so I could still do 3. I was actually looking at it today when I was editing. I thought, that could be cool. Break it up, throw some different music in there. All right, so let's get Nicole. Let's get Nicole up in here. It says, what's your best bike for a female who has decent riding skills and is looking to just putt around with everyone but not be able to go up most trestles? I was thinking 150. I think a 150 would definitely be a good little selection because it's not too much bike, it's not too fast or not too slow, but like a 110 I think would be too little. Like, I'm just looking at your little default picture. Definitely look like a middle-sized, taller girl. So if you get a 110, it's going to be too small. If you get a 150, I think that'd be a nice safe bike. Because the next jump up from a 150, I mean, you're either going to go to a 125 two-stroke or go to a 250 four-stroke. So I think the 150 is perfect. So I think you're right on that one. You could still have fun on it. Cruise around, putt around. I still think you would even hit the trails. Like, to be honest with you, you could still rip a 150 around through the trails. I don't think 02. So I'm just reading your next comment. It says downgrading from a 02 CR250. So you're downgrading from the CR250, huh? So that's cool. Going from the 2-stroke to the 4-stroke. All right, I'm just scrolling, looking. So there's Mel. She's got the links up. She's good with the links. Who didn't listen to his pops? Big Feist is on here now. Oh, yeah, told him to go A first. So, man, I'm way back, huh? Yeah, Big Feist. Did he even tell me that, did you? Trying to say he did. All right. This is funny. It says, do you have any street bikes? All right, so this, so we got Little Wolf Stunts. It says, do you have any street bikes? If yes, have you ever thought about freestyle stunts? I actually don't have any street bikes at the moment. And I never got into doing any type of freestyle stunts on street bikes. So I've never really thought about it just because when I did have a street bike, I had a chopper, I had a Harley. So it was like I cruised it around through wine country in Temecula. It wasn't like a bike I could really do anything cool on. So never really got a chance to try anything gnarly on a street bike. Street bikes are cool, but they're so dangerous, dude. It's like people can just get hit on them all the time. And it's not that we don't know what we're doing. It's just the people out there aren't paying attention. They're not looking for us. They're so busy staring at their phone. They're not paying attention what they're doing. It's just sketchy. So you guys that are riding street bikes, just be careful out there because it's dangerous. And it's normally not your fault. So we got Mel here. What is this? Oh, I missed the sermon question. Would you ask it again? He looks for the... Oops. All right, Mel. All right, so let's get Big Nate up here. We got Nate. It says, do you have a pit bike, and did you ever use 50s or 110s for freestyle training? All right, so that's... I do have a pit bike. I still have a 50. It's a Honda 50. I'm trying to think. Wait, it's like a 2006, I think. It's old, but honestly, it's still sweet. And I did use... I'm trying to think. Did I flip? I did use 50s. I'm trying to think. Did we use 50s or 110s? I think we used 110s. I'm going to use 110s. We used 110s when we learned how to flip. So we basically went from... When we were learning how to flip, we started with a bicycle, and we flipped the bicycle into the foam pit. I don't think I ever flipped it onto a resi mat. I went straight from the bicycle to the foam pit, to the 110 to the foam pit, to the big bike to the foam pit, and then I went to dirt. So I only used the 110s on my flips. I don't even think I tried a... Actually, I might have tried a 360 on a 110, but that's it. The small bikes was only time was I'd say a flip and a 360. All my other tricks that I learned over dirt, and even all my flip tricks I learned over dirt. I only used the foam pit to get the initial flip down and to do the 360. Because foam pits, they're not as fun as everybody thinks. Like picture traveling 75 feet from 35 foot up doing, 30 miles per hour to a dead stop. It's like, oh, it's gnarly. And, do 5 of those and you're over it. So you're practiced. I could go out there and flip the jump 15, 20 times and try a trick so many times and it never hurt my body, never hurt my wrist from getting the abrupt stop. So most people did. Most of the top guys learned majority of their flip tricks over dirt. Some of the guys used it. Some of them did learn how to do super flips and some of the other tricks in the foam pit. But I preferred to just ease into it, just like all my other tricks. I don't know if you see my scar, but I got hit in the face one time jumping in the foam pit. I tried a 360 and I came in sideways and when the bike stopped, the handlebar snuck under my helmet and smacked me right in the face. Almost knocked my teeth out and blew me up. So I got a scar there. All right, so we get Fred again. Tailgate time with the boys is what it's all about. Good times. Hey, yeah, good times. That's what I'm talking about. Good times. All right, so here's my boy Curtis. He says, how'd you put that plus 30 race on your calendar? It's plus 40, dude. I'm old, man. I didn't put it on the schedule, but I peeked at, I'm not going to lie, I was looking at Kingsville's schedule to see what their race schedule looked like in the end of September, October, just to see, because I've been kind of kicking around the idea of trying to get in better shape than I am in now and go out and race the local plus 40 class just for fun. I haven't raced in a while, and it'd be cool to kind of just get back out there and hit the gate drop and charge it and try to win a race. So definitely still kicking around the idea. I've been trying to get in better shape, trying to quit coffee. It's one of the things. I never used to drink coffee the whole time I competed. Not until my late 30s. And then, you retire and then I drink coffee all the time and it dehydrates you. It's not good for you. I'm trying to quit. I'm over it and I'm trying to cycle. I've been trying to ride my road bike a lot. And then we got a little home gym set up downstairs, trying to charge it, trying to get better shape. And I was swimming too. I went swimming last night. I love swimming. Swimming seriously is awesome cardio. And I like it because it's zero impact on my body because my joints do hurt. I'm not going to lie. So I love swimming. So let's get Jesse up here. It says, when will you be in Cali to visit the Deegan family? Thank you for being a positive role model to us dirt bikers. You're welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here. So probably going to be back out in Cali in, I'm thinking January. I know originally I was saying I'm going to go out December through March, but as me and Mel just these last couple is actually this week, we kind of went down and made a whole schedule what the rest of this year looks like and where we have to go and then what next year is going to look like. And I was thinking I might actually just take December off because it'd be the only month that I could take off. And since it's holidays and all that stuff, so I'm like, maybe I'm going to just take that month off as far as not doing any classes and then go out to Cali, try to plan it as long as the Supercross schedule comes out and everything is back to normal. I want to try to plan it that it's right at A1. So that way I could come out, do a class, maybe on a Friday, go to A1 on Saturday, do a class on Sunday, and then I'll probably fly home either Sunday night or Monday morning. But that would be the plan. So I'm thinking about Saturday, and I'll definitely be hanging out. As long as Deegan's in town. The last time I was out there, he wasn't in town, so I didn't get to see him. But normally, every time I'm in town, I see the Deegan. So definitely swing by there and hang out for sure. Yeah, so here we go. Do you remember the spots that you used to ride in Jersey? And I do. I was from Mays Landing. There's a little strip called Laureldale. I rode this place. All the pits were named after the street. So I rode Hickory Street Pit. It was a gravel pit on Hickory Street. So I rode at Hickory Street Pit. I rode at Pine Pit. There was another spot in Petersburg that was south of me that was really good. There was Belle Plaine that was really good. And then there was up off the Parkway, exit 68, Manahawkin. That place was sick. And I just know, just because I'm still keeping in touch with a lot of my buddies from back in Jersey, there's a pro quad rider who lives up kind of like Central Jersey. He just bought part of the pit and had Dirtworks come in there. If you go to Dirtworks' page and look at the latest post of the New Jersey pit. So that quad rider bought this pit, and he had Dirtworks come in, and he created his own private track in this gravel pit. And I rode at that pit with my buddy Jerry Sipe a long time ago. And we were talking about maybe doing a school there. So it might be cool to go back to Jersey and hold. And it's a sand pit. Like, this thing is like sand, like Southwick sand. It'd be pretty cool. So maybe next year at some time be back in Jersey to do a moto school. And I'll probably team up with, I don't know if you guys know Jerry Sipe. Jerry Sipe is dude, the guy was a pro when I was a mini rider, and he still rides. He's an older dude, but he still rides, still loves to ride. So maybe have him help out and do some coaching, and maybe bring in, have a bigger class and have 2 people, since I've only been in town for a day or so. But Jersey's got some sick spots. That is for sure. If you guys remember the Moto Triple X video, I'm trying to think if it was in any other. No, it was in the Moto Triple X. We had all my local spots that I used to ride in that video. Deegan was out there riding, Jeff Willow. So pretty cool spots back there. Some of the names. So I think you're talking about the riding spots. So yeah, that was some of the spots I hit. I can't remember what the name of that place, of that pit that kid just bought. But Exit 68, Manahawkin used to have a sick spot. All right. It says, have you ever thought about making a Christian-based motor brand with some sick designs? It's hard to rep Jesus when there's hardly any merch out there. Well, I mean, I've never thought about... Well, actually, I had thought about some designs that do kind of merge the two. But we do have a Christian clothing brand already. Me and Mel have Mark Collective. .com, and it's a Christian clothing brand, and 100% of the proceeds go directly to supporting our ministry. So we do have it. As far as it having a moto brand that's all Christian, I didn't think about making RFMX all Christian, but I thought about designs where the two merge. I mean, at the end of the day, I love moto, love Jesus, and having a couple shirts where my faith and moto kind of go together is definitely on the radar. I've been trying to think of some new ones as we're getting ready for the relaunch. So that's another thing that's coming here, hopefully by September 1st. But there's things that need to happen in the meantime, and things are taking longer, like always. But we're trying to take RFMX right here and run it directly out of the house. Me and Mel are going to be running it. So just know when you grab some merch, it'll be coming straight from us now. All right, so we got Jesse here. It says, did you watch Danger Boy races? He kicked butt. I didn't get to watch his races, but I saw all the posts of him, and he definitely kicked some butt. The dude is 6 or 6 is right. Do you still ride any 2-strokes? It's from Tractor 8. Dude, I don't have any 2-strokes, to be honest with you, so I would ride one for fun, but I'm a 4-stroke dude. I only have 4-strokes, and I like my 4-strokes better than 2-strokes, and I don't have any to ride. I'm trying to think the last time I even rode a 2-stroke. I think the last time I got to ride one, I think I took a lap at Paula's on Taka's 125, and I gave it right back to him. I'm like, dude, how do you ride this thing? It's like, wah, wah. I was like, oh my goodness. You get spoiled on a 450. It's like cheater bike. I love it. It's the perfect old man bike, in my opinion, because you can just cruise it, put it in third, jump everything on the track, and just lug it, and there's traction. There's more than enough traction and motor for everything. I love it. All right, it says, is there still 120? So this is Brett. Is there still a 120-foot ramp at X Games? Is the IFMA still around for new freestylers? So the IFMA is not, as far as I know, is not around. So it's really, freestyle is really, really hard to break into these days, because there isn't places like IFMA where you could just show up and compete like there was back in the day. Everything is invite only. So if you're not known or been around, it's really hard to break in now. And is the 120-foot ramp still at X Games? Honestly, I want to say, so if you guys remember watching X Games, in Minneapolis, that jump that came down the middle, you know what? I don't think it was the 120-foot ramp now I think about it. I just think it was like they had the 75-foot ramp kicked back a little bit. But it's not like it used to be. They used to have the huge ramps, and the 100-foot, 20-foot ramp is just a big third gear ramp. And I don't think that's been, if that middle jump wasn't the 120-foot at X Games, and it's been just a standard 75-foot comp ramp. But if any jump was that ramp, it would have been that middle jump that was there down the middle. But I'm just remembering that they were creeping down that, hitting it, and no, that was the 75 because I watched. They were going too slow for that to be the big dog. So I think the problem is they're putting everything in one arena. I mean, it's cool, great for a spectator because everything's like I can watch the mega ramp, I can watch the street skate, I can watch the moto, I can watch BMX dirt. So it's really cool in Minneapolis under that one roof. But because it's under one roof, it limits especially moto of how much they can build. So the courses are nowhere near what they used to be when we had all of Home Depot or all of LA Coliseum and there was 15 jumps out there. Those were the gnarly days. That's when it was huge. And we had the 120 footer, you had multiple 80 foot, 90 foot, everything was different. And you had to go down and draw the track out and write down what all the jumps were. Like that one's 75, that one's 80, that one's 90, the dirt hits this, and try to remember how to fast because now they're all 75. You just hit them all the same speed. It wasn't like that back in the day. I remember we'd show up and we'd be nervous just to jump the jumps. Like, whoa, like how big's that one? Like now people go out and do their gnarliest trick their first practice. Before, like sometimes you never even got off all your tricks. You were throwing down tricks for the first time in your run because the practice was so short. You didn't even get comfortable enough jumping all the jumps, let alone flipping all the jumps and then getting your tricks off. So definitely a different game than it was back in the day. All right, so we get Brian here. It says, seriously, you don't know. How did you meet your wife? Oh, so how did I meet my wife? So if nobody knows, Mel, everyone always thinks Mel's a church girl because she loves Jesus and we've run a ministry page together. Mel was just like me. She was raised in a non-Christian family and she was from the motocross industry. So Mel used to be a Monster girl. That's how I originally met her. She worked for Monster. She was a trophy girl. What's that? All the supercrosses. Dude, we found this meme of her. We found this meme of her yesterday. We were dying because she was in Trans World like multiple times, centerfold. She was on the cover. She was in the scene. But someone made this meme and it's like Mel like leaning on this bike in a bikini and it says, what did it say? This isn't a moto chick. This is a moto chick. And then the next picture is like a girl in moto gear racing. But I was dying. So she comes from the motocross industry. That's how we originally met. And if you want to hear our full story, go to ronnieandmel.com. Check out how we met. I think it's called How We Met, right? How We Met? Is that what it's called? I think it's called How Mel Knows. How We Met. And it tells our whole story because we had we met and, I didn't see her for 8 years and then we got reconnected. And both of us, after we got reconnected, were both Christians. When we first met, neither of us were Christians. We were both up in the scene doing our thing, partying it up. Here she comes.
Well, tell him I can put a link in the description and in the chat.
She'll put a link. She'll hook you guys up. She loves the links.
Tell him, I mean, hey, that video, people like that video.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just keeping an eye on the... So if this thing cuts out, I'm already in the red zone. We have about 6 minutes left, but it's already in the red zone on 13%. So if it cuts out for no reason, it's because the battery died. So I'm not leaving you hanging. All right, so I missed somebody's question. Hopefully he posted it. Cool Cat posted a question. I missed it. Sorry about that, brother. Hopefully... see it as I'm scrolling down. You got Fred. All right, I'm dropping the down to 12%. We're dropping quick, so it might cut out on you guys. I don't know if I can plug it back in. It says, do you find a lot more this year down there? Oh, do you find a lot more people get in? So Fred is from Canada. He's saying, do you find a lot more people getting into moto down here in the States? Tracks up here in Canada have been insane this year. Way more riders. You know what? To honestly ask that question, because I've only been in the Midwest for 2 years, I don't know what the size of the crowds looked like here prior to me moving here, so I don't feel like I can give you an accurate answer. I just know in California, the tracks are packed, always, and it seems like they are getting worse. Every time, like when I go back there and visit, there's more people at the track. So I honestly think there's more and more people riding dirt bikes for sure. Here in the Midwest, I couldn't give you a full accurate answer just because I didn't know what the crowds looked like prior to me moving here only 2 years ago. But there's definitely a moto scene here. We got 4 public tracks and some private tracks, and there's people there. You know, it's definitely not like California as far as the number of riders at the track, but I mean, it's not bad. Not a bad spot for sure. It says, what is the average, so this Big Nate, what is the average ride day cost at your area? Not the race, just an open prep practice. My local tracks are $40. Ooh, that is steep, dude. It's $20 to $25 here, depending which track you go to. And I think it's the same. California, I believe, is about the same. It's about $25. I don't know if some tracks are trying to pinch it up to 30 now in Cali, but for the most part, here in the Midwest, 20, 25. Normally. Sometimes on the race weekend, they'll hit you for the gate, even if you're not practicing or not racing, and it's a race weekend and you're just coming in for like the Saturday practice, they'll charge you the gate fee to get in and then the practice fee, which I'm like, kind of stinks because it's like I'm leaving right after this is over and not coming back, so I should just have to pay to practice. So I think that's kind of weak when they do that, but I guess it is what it is. They got to get you somehow. All right, down to 10% with 3 minutes to go. We'll be fine. All right, says, Pittsburgh, or yeah. So my question is, did you ride Pittsburgh or PA? Yeah, so this is from Eric. I rode Pennsylvania a ton. So my district was District 6. So I raced all through Pennsylvania growing up. And I raced Steel City. I raced at National. Trying to work, Big Fives would know probably some of the other tracks. But I raced Sleepy Hollow. We raced Hurricane Hills. We raced Pagoda. I think the farthest west probably would have been Steel City because that one's pretty far west of us in New Jersey. But yeah, I rode Pennsylvania all the time. And those tracks were good too. It was fun. Yeah, so Northern Cali mostly 30. I honestly think some of the southern ones are popping up to 30 now too. All right, so we're narrowing it down here. I think Mel threw up some links. Oh, how we met. That was the video. So how we met's the video. Peace out to VDub. He's signing off. Yeah, so Eric said we probably raced together at some point. He's 42 and he's from District 5. So most likely we probably did. If you raced any of those tracks that I just mentioned, we probably for sure raced. What about the other national track in New York? Broome Tioga, was that District 5? I raced at Broome a ton. That was actually one of my favorite tracks. So that one was super cool. So, pretty cool. Me and Eric probably line up together. All right, well, I'm not seeing any more question marks, so we'll probably keep this up. So, yeah, Rich Lafferty. I know that name, Lafferty. He's a Jersey dude, right? Lafferty Racing. I believe he's from Jersey, right? He rides the Woods, the Lafferty brothers. I know you dudes. If that's the same crew that I'm thinking of, shout out to the Jersey boys. Oh, it's cool. District 11 and 12 used to rock. So District 11 and 12. Yeah, so I was 6. It says, all right, so we got one more here. Well, this will be the last one. I've seen one pop up. It says, did you lock down the 360? So yes, go look it up. Actually, it's another thing I started thinking about. I'm going to try to figure out a way, if I can, to take old footage I did land the 360. 2008, I finally landed it at X Games in the Home Depot Center. But I was thinking about if I can figure out a way to get some of that old footage and then re-upload it and talk about it. I think it'd be cool to talk about the whole 360 journey, show all the different crashes. The camera guy that I took out that one year in 2007 when I knocked the camera guy out. The head-to-head race with Twitch. Me and Twitch battling out for the bronze medal. My bike stalled. There was just a lot of cool things from the past that were just good memories. It'd be cool to maybe try to talk about those things and get some of the videos, the footage from that. So we're trying to figure it out. Dawes videos. Yeah, Dawes is the man. He's cool. Well, cool. Yeah, see, look, Lafferty. Yes, sir. That's right. I know the Lafferty boys. They be ripping it up in the woods. Well, cool, man. Glad everybody come and hung out tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging out every Monday night. We'll be back next Monday. Same place, same time. Kicking it here. 7 p.m. Midwest time. Yeah, so bless all you guys. Keep riding, keep training, keep having fun, keep it safe. I'll see you guys next week, man. Peace out. And hopefully get the lighting right, because I don't like the way this looks. Late.